Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, where you are in the world collective. This is going to be a collective channeled message. I'm really feeling like taking my time with this message. Um, so there's a lot going on right now. There's some major endings happening in relationships, uh, work, career, and this has everything to do with the shift that you're experiencing. So if you see this video, it's not an accident. It's time. So old foundations are crumbling. These are tower moments. These are challenges. Um, Things that, and I want to talk about the unconscious is cracking open. And these are things that you were unaware of, things you were holding on to, um, things that you resisted that needed to end, whether it was with a person, a place, a thing. Maybe I'm hearing you've been really hard on yourself. And what I'm hearing from spirit is you've abandoned yourself in one way, shape, or form. And you were completely unconscious of doing this. For some of you, it has to do mainly with relationships. And we have a relationship with everything. Um, and we have a relationship with everything, meaning mentally, emotionally. We have physical relationships. Okay, everything is energy. And your unconscious is cracked open now, and you're becoming more self aware of what you really want. So there's some kind of new level of communication that's opening up for you. This could be opportunities, new love, right? New opportunities, meaning now that your unconscious has cracked open, you're more psychically aware and paying more attention to how you feel, mind and body connection. Like, in other words, no longer sympathizing with others, taking your power back, not being afraid to say what you have to say without creating a conflict. Because in them challenges, if we hold back what we actually want to say, it can create in not only the mental body but the emotional body of energy, um, a dis-ease, a pain, sickness. Um, and a lot of you are becoming aware that you have not been living your highest truth. So there's a lot of truth coming out and coming up to the surface. Now, remind you, I'm just here to remind you of who you truly are as a sovereign being. You've never been any less than a sovereign being. Your whole life, you're probably having this, how do I want to say, kind of a review of how far you've come, everything that you experience. And I want you to know, and Spirit wants you to know, your loved ones for sure, um, you are not defined by your experiences. You are not defined by what you do in the world. Okay. No one can define you if you do not allow it. You are a sovereign being having human experience. And as a human, the ego likes to embellish. And um, that's why the unconscious is being cracked open and you're becoming more self aware of where you abandon yourself. Maybe you abandon yourself um, in your family. You always put them first. You never really put yourself first. Maybe you felt more of a slave than maybe a guest for some of you. Love is all there is. That is the number one thing Spirit wants to say. Love is all there is. And when you abandon yourself, you can feel empty. You can feel a void, like something's missing. And the only thing missing is your self awareness to who you truly are and that you belong. Some of you are wandering. You have no idea who you are, what you want. This is a feeling of being lost in the vast universe. So, where did this feeling come from? If you are here in the physical, I invite you to remember who you are in this human experience. A lot of stuff is changing, and it's changing through you. Everything that was in the unconscious and now that's cracked open is inviting you to decide, do I really want to be in this relationship? Is it serving me? On what level? Okay. And believe me, it has served you mentally. It has reshaped you, redefined you. It's called the initiation. So your very first preconceived perception of what a relationship looks like or should look like may have came from an early childhood emotional trauma, a mental trauma, and this is not your fault. But if you created it then, unconsciously, and now becoming more self-aware that you are unique and you are allowed to change your mind and be different and be powerful, and you deserve love and you're worthy, because that's what a sovereign being, your soul, your oversoul, wants you to remember. Whew. So stay open. Keep your heart open, because love is all there is. And when we realize, like when we become consciously aware that we've always been loved, we've always been supported. And I'm hearing for some of you, you're becoming aware of where you abandon yourself in relationships. There's a lack of communication, definitely. Right? Saying how you truly feel, and saying to someone your needs are not being met. And I'm feeling this is mostly your dominant energy is feminine. All right, you work with the feminine energy, nurturing, caring. You wore your heart on your sleeve your entire life, and Source is trying to bring you new love, where you have given so much. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to stay open and trust that love is now. It is now. For those of you that are seekers, and there's a misconception about the twin flame journey. I am, as someone who is and experiencing the twin flame journey, the twin flame journey is to bring you back to yourself. That person is also having a human experience. And where you have abandoned yourself is the very reflection that is being shown. And this doesn't have to be about twin flame, because, I mean, we all hold the feminine and masculine energy. It's just energy. So a twin flame is just another person having a human experience that is more aligned to you. I feel like it's for very few. But to you, it is aligned mentally, emotionally. It's what you've been working towards, is what I'm hearing. So as a sovereign being, I am here to help you remember to live consciously, deliberately, with intention of your highest and greatest good. Whether it's love, work, career, finances. I was given a gift to be able to see what other people cannot see, and the gift was always there. Just didn't know what to do with it. Now I know how to channel directly from my soul to your soul. Your mental body of energy. What you think, you manifest. And when you really get into your feelings can create chaos. This comes from the unconscious, the unhealed parts of you that are asking to be simply reviewed, not relived, so you can release any false identities that were never meant for you. So I imagine by now that you are examining current situations, relationships. The body is trying to tell you through its pain exactly what to do. And as someone who has already, and I did this on purpose, I challenged myself in every area of my life to see how I got there. I've been homeless. I've been an addict. I've carried other people's pain and trauma unintentionally, the unconscious. I didn't know I was carrying other people's trauma until the pain got so heavy and hard that I had no other choice but to talk to it. And when I did that, I felt ease. I wasn't afraid to talk to the pain and thank it for being there. So this collective message is say what you have to say. Don't be afraid of the conflict because that's not your intention. You just want to be clear and you want to state your intentions. Like, this is how I feel. I feel like this area of our life is working. This area of our life is not. And it's okay to be aware of what's not working. We just don't want to stay in it and linger in it. Because the soul has the solution every single time. And don't be so hard on yourself. You didn't know. But if anybody wants to learn more, I have a course that I will be posting. And it's a 5-year-old could do it. To start learning about this energy that is not yours. And how to call back your own sovereign energy. Because you're going to start to see, now that the unconscious is cracked open, You're becoming more aware of what you really want. And it's going to feel strange. You might even want to turn away from it. But I assure you, once you face it, you find your way out. Your shadow was never to be ignored or pushed down like it never existed. That's what sovereign being means. The whole self. For someone as myself, I've always had gifts, abilities, and expertise. Um, since I was a little girl. Unfortunately, I didn't have the correct mentorship or what I actually learned was that the emotional trauma that I've been carrying my whole life was not mine to carry. And I blame no one because that doesn't get us anywhere. I'm very easily forgiving and not forgive someone else's behaviors towards myself. But I am that consciously and deliberately aware how the power of forgiveness and divine grace frees myself in that spiritual contract with that person who hurt me or shamed me or guilted me. Projection. Those projections were never mine. So you're also becoming aware that you don't have to take it so seriously anymore. For those of you that know who you are as sovereign beings in human experience, it doesn't matter what you call it, God, universe, all that is. When I first started, God's like, just call it all as it is. But it feels good either way. So if your life is good and you know it came from you, you created it. Otherwise, you can't do anything. You have no power over someone else's actions or reactions or decisions. They too came to challenge themselves as God in action, co-creator of the entire universe. I'm being asked also to mention that up until this point right now, this very present moment that you get to see this video and receive the download to help keep you awake in the times of challenge and struggle. The challenge is not an accident. It is definitely aligned for you to grow, expand, and learn in multiple areas of your life. But as a sovereign being that you are, I love you. And I feel you deeply. And I'm here to help you, mentor you, to stay awake and stay aware of your own deliberate, conscious intentions and how you decide to react to these challenges that you're faced with. Because things are changing and reality is real. And the psyche is showing you how powerful you are by what you choose to carry. This is about your freedom, your liberation, your highest truth, your highest light and living. Next video is going to be about the shadow. And to come back and, and realize that right now you are not alone. There's a lot of people facing the shadow right now. And with non-judgment as an open channel, I invite you to my loving space. I hold grace, unconditional love for you to activate your own inner light and never dim that light. Always say what you have to say. But there is a way to say what you have to say and then walk away. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to pull a couple cards. All right. Okay. Okay, those of you that's been working really hard, you're being asked to slow down and rest. There's this feeling of anxiety. It's there to give you a new perspective, a new beginning. I hear you're working on this. I gotta watch what cards we show. Some of you, the work you're doing is causing anxiety. Okay. It's not really serving you the way it used to. I know you feel a little vulnerable at this time, but there's something new. There's this new perspective of what you do for work. Some of you feel like you have been abandoned. Um, remember, it's a feeling. It's been create a space. There's a sacred space that your loved ones, your guides, your angels, God, whatever it is to you, you're leaving the past behind and stepping into what you know. Okay. Getting what you know. You have a lot of wisdom. And you receive this wisdom when you're at peace. I'm hearing when you're at peace. Whatever you're doing will still be there, the work, but it's asking you to let go and move forward. For some of you, this could be a new workplace. Okay. Um, there's a gift um, for those of you that have been feeling this oppression. It's asking you to take some kind of action. Um, there is momentum, and there's great strength. Okay. Some of you really worked hard for this. New opportunity, new job. Maybe it's a new vehicle. Okay. There's something that's been oppressing you. Heavy. Feels like such a burden. The universe is trying to give you a gift. Are you hearing the call? This awakening that's happening is to create, for some of you, has taught you to create structured boundaries. And that's it for the message. So enjoy the element of surprise and let the universe bring you new love, bring you that what you been asking. Just it's time to release, receive now. Everything is now. 333. Thank you, Master Jesus. All that is a one. Back to that.